What a year this has been. And my hair's a mess. Today marks 1 full year of me being a VR gamer. This is gonna be the type of video where I just like to look back at the past, go through my setup back there, and just point out some awesome fun memories I've had with my friends and just me in general. So, I don't really know what else to say, but just thank you everyone for the support throughout this whole year of me being a VR gamer. Alright, let's take a trip to the past.
Now that's how you change the game. Let's go.
If you were with me throughout this whole year, you'll know that I started out with a headset that released all the way back in 2016. This is the Oculus Rift CV1. Quite a funny story that I got this. I got this back when it was 2020, so I had a good opportunity that I could have gotten the Rift S. But actually, most of my friends recommended I get the Rift CV1 because the Rift S has a lot of bugs. I'll get into the detail about the bugs later. This headset really brings back so many memories. I haven't played with this thing in so long. When I plugged it in, set it up, and launched Beat Saber, I felt like I was back in 2020. The Rift CV1 did not have inside-out tracking like the Rift S and the Quest do. These are the little sensors that come with the package. They're basically just like the HTC Vive base stations, but instead of plugging it into the wall and let it Bluetooth to your PC, you actually just plug it into your PC. Basically, then you set them up on each side of your desk about 6 feet apart, and then it tracks perfectly. The controllers are great. The controllers are awesome. The only downside is they kind of get damaged pretty easily. I mean, look at this. I dropped this controller on my foot, and the thumbstick instantly popped out. So the funny thing is, whenever I use this controller, the thumbstick is stuck in the up position. So like whenever I'm scrolling through Beat Saber trying to select a song, I hover over the song list, it starts scrolling up endlessly. Lots of memories come from this headset for me. Lots of memories. This was the start of my VR gaming. Let me tell you this, way before I got this headset, I was really interested in Beat Saber. Before I got Beat Saber and started playing it with this, I was a huge Guitar Hero freak, so I was playing the fan-made game called Clone Hero a lot. I used to have a whole drum controller sitting right here. It was a Roland electronic drums kit with a little MIDI adapter to use as a controller on Clone Hero. It was that, and I also had a Guitar Hero World Tour guitar that I could play the guitar songs with. My very first VR video on YouTube was Minecraft in VR. I've been debating whether to continue this series. It's been a while since I've done it. Do you want me to keep going with the Minecraft VR series? I'm kind of running out of ideas on videos anyway, so... Also, my very first VR chat video was, I think, Among Us, but memes everywhere. Dwayne the Cock Johnson. That video was so much fun to record with my friends and everything. It was a public lobby, so like obviously there was going to be shenanigans happening. That's all I really have to say about the Rift CV1. This thing, I love it. I love this thing to death. Even if this thing stops working and like the Oculus app no longer supports it, I will still keep this. All right, let's move on. February of 2021 is when I finally decided I should upgrade to the Oculus Rift S. While I was waiting for it to come in the mail, I was actually really concerned and like kind of curious what all the bugs that people complain about were. I was mainly concerned because I was like, will it still be playable? Will it still be playable with all the bugs and everything? When it finally arrived in the mail, I unboxed it, I took it out, I plugged it in, put some new batteries in the controllers, and started up the Oculus setup thing. The first bug I kept running into was it kept telling me like software error, hardware error, like it was those kind of errors. I'm not sure why that kept happening. Like it kept saying update your graphics driver, update this, update that, update this. Like I don't know what happened. I don't know. Oculus, can you explain something? Can you explain that to me? But once I finally got it working, it was amazing. I definitely noticed a better difference from the Rift CV1, like resolutions per eye wise. The quality was way better, but the field of view was still kind of the same. The audio is actually like really interesting. The way they have the speakers over the ears instead of like over ear speakers, it still sounded good. Like, it still sounded good. It was great quality and everything. Another bug I ran into was when I launched Steam VR, and like when you have to go like for a bit, you set it down, you take it off your head, set it down on the floor or desk or whatever. Like after a while, when you come back and put it on, like it'll say Steam VR will like come up with an error, like headset not detected. As time went on, those bugs didn't really come up anymore. So I guess my PC just had to get used to the Rift S or something. A good memory I have with this one is I started really becoming a competitive player when it came to Beat Saber. With this especially. It was that and also a stronger interest in VR chat. While we're on the subject of VR content, let's not forget the time I started making my own avatars. During my time in VR chat, I ran into this lovely group of people that had these awesome custom avatars. We became great friends and they gave me a lot of great tips and tricks on making my first avatar. So when the motivation finally hit me, I was scrolling through gumroad.com to see all the base models I could choose from, and I came across this one amazing one that really caught my eye. The base model is called Cyber Rare Zeus, and that's what I used to make my very first avatar. As time went on, I did a remaster version, and this is what he looks like now. There is one specific base model creator I really want to give a shout out to. I just love his base models. They're so easy to work with, they're so fun to customize, and he goes by the name Ghostly. I'll leave a link to his Gumroad page so you guys can check out his base models there. So anyways, yes, I have a lot of memories with this headset as well, and it's actually a fun story of why I put the stickers on it. So on the last day of high school, senior year, the whole senior class was sitting out on the bleachers of the track and the field of the school, and out of nowhere, some students start bringing in boxes full of Pride stuff. Because it was June, Pride Month. So I got a flag and I also got 3 stickers that I could put on my headset. You've heard of the Oculus Rift S. Now get ready for the Oculus Rift LGBTQ. Alright. Let's move on. Now this may just look like a dumb, oddly shaped hockey puck, but you can literally do anything with these in the metaverse. Anyways, yes, these are the 2018 Vive trackers that I use for full body tracking. I only have 3 of them, so I do the standard, 1 on the hip and 1 on each foot. The reason why I wanted to buy these is because I wanted to feel like a CGI character. I mean that, and I also wanted to flex in VR chat. It's really fun to mess around with these, really. You can do way more than just full body tracking with these. The only 2 things I plan to do with these is full body tracking and Darth Maul saber for Beat Saber. I plan to actually collect 8 of these so I can have the most accurate full body tracking. 1 on each foot, 1 on each knee, 1 on the hip, 1 on the chest, 1 on each elbow. I mean, by doing just that, you probably feel like a CGI character. Since I didn't have a Vive or a Valve Index at the time, I had to do what's known as a hybrid setup, which is using Vive equipment with Oculus equipment. It's quite a complicated setup at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's so easy from there. So the best memories I have with using full body tracking is just making amazing TikToks and impressing my friends with my dance moves. All right, let's get back to the headsets. The Oculus Quest 2. Oculus's most successful headset to date. This is the best standalone headset out there, and if you don't know what standalone means, basically it means it has its own console built in. It's like its own gaming console, but like in the style of VR. You don't need a computer to power this thing. It actually has a battery built in with a little Android engine. Think of it as a like portable Apple iPod with like a bunch of games on it, but in the style of VR. Take the metaverse wherever the heck you want to go. The reason why I wanted to get this is because I thought I needed an upgrade after having bugs with the Rift S for so long. And I also wanted to try to go wireless, but I don't have a strong internet connection that can handle the Air Link or the virtual desktop link that comes with it. So I got this headset in June, basically after sticker bombing my Rift S. That's also the inspiration why I sticker bombed this one with Hell of a Ball stickers. Man, I gotta say, I took this thing everywhere. It was in my car, no matter where I went. This thing was like a child to me. I literally could log on to VR chat using my phone's hotspot so I had internet wherever I went and talk to friends on VR chat wherever the heck I am. It's so amazing what something so small and lightweight too can power. The graphics are actually not so bad for a little Android engine in this. I play Beat Saber on this. It looks great. It feels good. And now time to talk about VR chat. And you guys probably know the term Questy or Quest user. The reason why people say VR chat is so toxic is because there are little kids who get a hold of these things from like their parents on Christmas or something, and they decide to just go on VR chat and be the stupid kids that they are. That's basically the reason why people don't really like going to public worlds much anymore. But besides that, VR chat is a fun game, even on Quest. I've done so much with this thing. I've done so much that I don't think even the Rift S could handle. This is also the headset that I used when I started completely going competitive with Beat Saber. You guys remember the one-on-one tournament with Quater? This is the headset I used for that. He gave me a lot of tips and tricks on becoming a competitive player like him, and look at me now. I'm almost under the top 1,000 worldwide. One thing I really want to point out before we move on, the resolution, the quality in the lenses, the screens, it's outstanding. So clear, even clearer than the Valve Index, which I'm about to show you next. And here's the headset that I currently use to this day, the Valve Index. Trust me, this thing is worth the $1,000 for a great VR experience. The reason why I got this is because I actually didn't want to get another thing from Oculus, even though I had their latest headset and everything. I thought I should have went with something from Vive or Valve, because it was tiring having a hybrid setup with the full body tracking from Vive and the Oculus tracking from Oculus. Like, it's so confusing because then you have to like sync it up with like a calibration system and everything. It's complicated and confusing. You don't want to do that. Boy, when I got this, my setup was so much easier to handle. All right, the next thing I want to point out is the amazing controllers that it comes with. Stays on your hand with a knuckle strap instead of a wrist strap, and there's a sensor under the grip so it can actually track your finger movement. And it's just by saying that, that's amazing, isn't it? The power that these things hold is incredible. No matter what the cause, if you want to be dumb in VR chat, you can always flip people off. You can do so many hand gestures with it. When you get the Valve Index, you also get a free copy of Half-Life Alyx. I've played through the game a little bit on stream, and I love the game, really. I kind of lost interest after a chapter, but I do recommend playing Half-Life Alyx if you got one of these. Definitely. Also, I must say, the microphone on it, the microphone that's built in, sounds amazing. It has like its own compressor built in and everything, like an iPhone mic, so like it's not really loud, it's not annoying. Your voice will sound amazing. And also the headphones on it. It doesn't touch your ear really. It's more over your ear, but the sound quality is still amazing and just perfect. It's perfect for games like Beat Saber and Synth Rider. Speaking of Beat Saber, this is the headset that I currently use to play Beat Saber. I sometimes play with the others, but it's mostly this one when I'm playing competitively. The one thing you gotta be careful about is the Valve Index is really fragile, kind of like the Rift S is, especially the wire. The wire, like, it's really thick and it's all right. It doesn't really get in the way because it has it clipped to the back of the headset instead of like on the side or the front or whatever. If you twist it up too much, it's gonna start causing latency issues. You're gonna start getting static pixels, audio constantly cutting out, the inputs start cutting out. So yeah. So, okay, the resolution, not as good as the Quest 2, but the field of view definitely makes it feel more realistic. It makes you feel more like you're actually in the game, which is amazing. Also, the refresh rate goes up to 144 hertz. The Quest 2 only goes up to 90. 144 hertz. It makes it feel so realistic, especially playing games like Beat Saber. Man, it's awesome. Even though this is one of the best headsets I currently have, this is not the last headset I want to tell you guys about. This is the HTC Vive original headset from 2017. This one was sold to me by a good friend of mine. Who wanted to get rid of it for a Quest 2. So I decided it would be a great addition to my collection. The thing is, I can't really play with it because I don't have the base stations for it. I have the Steam VR 2.0 base stations. You can see one there and there. But the thing is, this one can only be tracked by the Vive 1.0 base stations. So I can't really do much with this headset now, but I have plans to actually get the 1.0 base station so I can actually try it out. I want to give a big shout out to my friend Jake for selling me this thing. I can't wait to start using it. I hope you enjoy your Quest, man. I hope you enjoy it like I did. You're gonna love it. Thank you everyone so much for sticking around for my amazing VR content and this transition from the channel. It's been a wild ride, and it's about to get wilder. Stay tuned for Christmas, because that's when I'm getting a new VR headset. But which one is it? Guess in the comments. I will pin the one that's correct. So expect a bunch of more great VR content from me. So for now, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.